Alright, time for another solo overnighter in the woods, and I'm thinking we do a bucket list item. Something I've thought about since 1987. Solo overnight building a predator trap in the woods. Let's get to it. Alright, so 1987, we're talking 36 years ago, so I've dated myself. Grew up with the Predator movies, the Alien movies. I'm a fan of the franchise, the mixes, prequels. I'm all about it. Arnold in the 80s and early 90s was the man. And I dare someone to say otherwise. Every kid wanted to grow up and be him. So I talked last week about one person on YouTube doing this. I didn't say what it was, but I said one person attempted it. And he did a great job. The problem was he added a bunch of different stuff, changed the trap trigger, and even the deadfall fell a different way. But for the most part, he did a great job. So now let's go ahead and talk about the trap. There's a lot of confusion with that. There's even confusion in the movie. Most people tend to think the point of the trap was for the predator to be crushed by the log at the end. Farthest thing from the truth. Arnold set up a simple snare trap, okay? The log was meant to be a deadfall. Deadfall drops, there's a snare that comes up, there's a log over top with spikes coming down. Arnold crawls underneath it, the predator was supposed to follow him. Arnold turns around, hits the trigger, the snare comes up, bringing the predator's body into those spikes, okay? Didn't work. He got lucky at the end, okay? So I want to recreate that same system and get her done. So real quick about deadfalls. Any type of deadfall trap, you want to be anywhere from 5 to 10 times the weight of the animal or the thing that you're trying to kill, okay? Now, I'm not Arnold, unfortunately, and I don't have a fire team of 4 or 5 dudes with me to haul a 1,000 to 2,000 pound log up in the trees. I'm working with a 200 pound log. I'm 225, so I'm just gonna grab this 200 pound log and hoist it up. To do that, just like the movie, you want to hoist it up vertically. So I'm thinking, the only thing I can actually think of to do that is a barrel hitch. So we're going to tie a barrel hitch on this log, that way I can hoist the other end of it up over a tree, which we have to locate, and then pull her up. So the rope is 15 foot, and I'm dealing with a 6-foot log, approximately 180 to 200 pounds. I got the halfway point. I'm going to lay it down underneath my log, place the log on top of this, and then bring the rope up the sides. So we have both our sides here. All I'm going to do now is tuck one underneath, just like you're tying a shoe. And we're going to cinch it down, okay? Now at this point right here, we're going to open it up and walk them down to the bottom. I'm thinking we do this in thirds. The first third, I'll tighten it off. It's going to form 2 half hitches. Then we'll do it again at the middle, and then we'll do it again right here. So there's our barrel hitch. Now I want to finish the top 2 lines off with a bowline. So on a small scale, here's what we did. We just went underneath our deadfall, started off like we're going to tie a shoelace, and then from here we're going to just open this up like this. I'm going to hold on to my 2 ends. On this one here we'll go down about halfway. And then we'll just tighten it up and bring it back to the top. This now becomes our loop where our rabbit is going to come out of the hole, go around our tree, and then back inside this hole again. And then we'll just pinch these together and pull here, and it creates our bowline. So from here we can hook it to our larger rope and raise and lower our deadfall. Now we have tension on that. You can see it's upright, and I tied it off with a clove hitch over here. Now I'm telling you right now, this is where movie magic comes in. Arnold's just sitting there pulling a 1,000-pound log. Now, although he is Arnold, and back at that time, roids and coke all day, every day. But the reality is, this rough bark on here, we're not in a gym where we have pulley systems that's nice and smooth, okay? So I need some way to grab that rope and pull it and hold on to it and then be able to pull it again. So I'm thinking we default once again to our bushcraft knowledge and use a Prusik loop. This way I can slide it up, grab a handhold, pull it down. Keep it around my back or my butt, slide it back up, pull it down. And this way the rope will actually be pulled down. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm sitting on it and the log will raise. I'm going to go ahead and tie this, pass it through itself one time. Now we're going to open it back up here. We're going to go around 2 more times back through itself. And it should create 6 barrels on the inside of this. So there's 4. Now one more time through itself. That's going to make our Prusik. So now we have 6 barrels, and the idea is we'll slide this up our rope and I'll pull down on it, yank it down, and then it will move down to here. Then I'll slide it back up, pull down again, so on and so forth until we get that log up in the air. So the next step, the one thing I do not have in my woods is a down tree that goes across that gorge right there. So I have to get bush crafty and make one. So I'm thinking utilize that same tree. There's a root system right here with plenty of pockets. I can wedge one end in there. It's locked in place. Drop it on the other side, and then we'll secure it using a couple of X braces and arbor knots. So we'll put the log down, pound one stake in this direction, one stake in that direction, and where they cross, we'll lock her down. have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. Now I gotta get this across that. So, all right. And throw it in place first. So this is almost perfect right here. I mean, honestly, I couldn't ask for something better than this. I'm gonna wedge it down up underneath that root right there, and then, like I said, lock this end off over here, and I think we'll be in business. So we're locked in right there under that root, so it can't lift up on that side. And we're locked in over here with X braces. All right, so the final touch on that deal right there is spikes coming down. So I'm thinking we carve some sticks, make them about 18 inches in length, lash them to our horizontal, and then we can work on the final tidbit, and that's going to be our snare or our noose. So just like in the movie, we're going to have rows of spikes in the front on this log and rows of spikes in the back log. The noose or snare is going to drop down between those logs. So once that deadfall drops, it's going to yank it up into both those layers of spikes. That's badass right there. If I do say so, my damn so. So here's what I'm thinking. We left our prusik on there. Right where it's at, I want my noose or my snare to be attached to that line. So I'm going to take a piece of tape, mark that bad boy. Then I'm going to lower the deadfall back down, and we're going to put a loop in there, a midline loop, otherwise known as a alpine butterfly loop. I'll show you how to do that. Then we'll attach a carabiner to our loop, and then attach our snare or our noose to the carabiner. So there's a few different ways to do this. For my method, I'm going to take a bite and then just twist it over once. Again, you're going to have two circles here, a large and a small. We're going to just tuck it underneath here. And then I'm going to run it through this hole. And then dress it up. Now we have to go ahead and get this log back up in the air. We used our prusik and our loop. I grabbed it and it worked out fine. But sometimes this rope is real small diameter. Sometimes it hurts your hands, so here's what you can do. I'm going to go ahead, put the knot on the side. I'm going to go ahead and take a stick. And I'm going to just wrap it through itself one time. The same motion as making a prusik, but doing it once will create a lark's head knot. It will give me a T-handle that I can pull down on, kind of like a lat bar at a gym for lat pull downs. And we'll wrap this end over here as a prusik onto our rope, so I can slide it up and pull it down. So the final thing we want to do here is set our trigger. And just like the movie, we want to have an angled stick so it can be kicked and the noose can lift upwards. So to do that, we're going to tie a marlin spike hitch with a T-handle. One more use for our marlin spike hitch. We're going to wedge it under our Y branch and under this log right here. There we go. So once this thing is kicked out of the way, it will lift and bring the noose upwards. Some people are going to see this part and become triggered, okay, literally, because I'm attaching my trigger to my noose or my snare. And here's why I'm doing that. It's not going to cinch down on itself. It's meant to lift, so I could care less. The excess rope, we're going to funnel it down, around, back up the sidewall, and connect it into our carabiner. So here's my quick after action report on this dude. Deader than shit. And here's why. This spike right here ripped into his back. This is all memory foam, but it ripped into the back, actually came out his throat. Okay, so pretty much head or neck shots on anything is fatal. So I'm calling this thing good. Did it work exactly the way the movie showed? Yes, it did. So is that viable? Yes, it is. Even if these spikes weren't here and your body was slammed up against these logs, you ain't getting out. Honestly, the only thing I would change differently about this is I would use 1,000 to 2,000 pound deadfall weight. But like I said, that's a 200 pound log. Back in the 80s and early 90s, roids and coke were handed out on every corner and at every gym. Now today, not so much. So 200 pounds, I hoisted it up there multiple times. Did it work? Yes. Did it get the job done? Yes. But minimum 5 to 10 times the animal or the object's weight that you want to trap or snare, and you'll be in business. So I'm happy. So here's what I'm thinking. We crashed in the mud hut that we're working on, and I'm just going to eat and move all my stuff over there. Once I'm done, we'll reconvene and talk about some stuff, and then we'll crash out, and then we'll have breakfast in the morning. But yeah, so let me get all my crap moved over there, and I'll talk to you in a few. So here we are. Those that have not been watching this series, it's my solo overnight building a mud hut or a underground shelter in the mud. And basically what we're doing here is we're building a mud house. We're in the ground about 5 or 6 feet, and we're going to build a fireplace over here into the wall. We're going to cover the top of this with logs and a tarp, and then pack it down with like 2 foot of clay to make it waterproof. Make some type of tunnel system for a door over there, and then get it all buttoned up for wintertime. So pretty cool. Those that are watching, I appreciate it. But today was a lot of work. But it just goes to show that the things in movies are possible. You have to just think it through. And a lot of the training that I've shown you over the years, you just watched me utilize all those knots and hitches and loops and things like that. So honestly, where there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, it turned out nice. So on that note, catch you all in the morning. So as always, on our Sunday videos, breakfast in a 120-year-old skillet with our forged Frontier fork. That means the Etsy store is open, and honestly it's open 7 days a week, but I find most people wait till Sunday to buy stuff, but you can buy stuff all week. So what do we have in there? We have skillets like these. We have medium and large as well. We have military surplus gear. We have hat patches, bag patches, universal patches. We have forged Frontier strikers. We have frog gigs. The forged forks like this, and a large version of meat forks for barbecues or campfires. So go to the video description box, go to my Etsy link, click that bad boy, and check her out. Because there's tons of items in there. We're fully stocked. Orders are about 1 to 2 weeks out. But it's handmade by yours truly, and I appreciate everyone's support. And more great things to come. Juan Valdez, best coffee on earth. Okay, so video description box, I just mentioned you see my Etsy link right there. You're also going to see my Amazon affiliate link. Now the rope in this video is that GM rope that I've talked about for a couple videos now. We have 20 foot and 50 foot sections, and it will do everything that you just saw and then some. I believe the brake strength is around 1,500 to 1,800 pounds. So climbing with this, not so much, but small, simple rope bridges or lifting logs, moving logs around camp, to and from, all day, every day. Now, a few weeks back, people were asking about these e-tools. On my Amazon affiliate link as well, you're going to see an e-tool. The guy on there had 50, they sold, now he's got 50 more. So if you want that e-tool, authentic USGI military e-tool, click the link and check him out. That brings me to the shirt. Now, people were asking me about it before. It's not available on Amazon, this one right here. There's a version of this that's on there. So once again, my Amazon affiliate link in the video description box, click on it, you'll see t-shirts or clothing or something like that, or miscellaneous. It's right there, and a version of this shirt is there as well, different colors. So check her out. And last but not least, my baby. The logoed, Corporals Corner logoed survival hatchet from Hardcore Hammers. Once again, video description box, Hardcore Hammers link. Click it. It's right there. Boom. Use this code right here, CCUSFree23, for free shipping site-wide at Hardcore Hammers. Alright, let's go talk about what we just accomplished. Movie magic, okay? Nowadays it's CGI. Back in the day it was puppetry and special effects, okay? And we just proved that using our basic bushcraft knowledge that we come out here every single week and we do stuff, we could do what we saw in a movie from 36 years ago, okay? And once you go back and watch that movie, or those that are fans and watch it a million times like me, you know what's movie magic or not, okay? But with simple techniques, you can get her done, okay? So I'm very happy with the outcome. Like I said, the only thing I would change is get a 1,000-pound log up there, 5 to 10 times the animal or the thing's weight, and it would have dropped probably faster and probably would have yanked those logs out of the ground. But we got her done, so I'm happy with that. I hope you guys are too. With that said, this opened my eyes to what's possible. And I'm thinking every now and again, do something like this that we saw in a movie and make it reality. Be kind of cool. You gotta stay within YouTube's guidelines though, because I'm not gonna get my 14-year channel destroyed over something like this. But I enjoyed this. It was a good change. So on that note, let's end this bad boy off. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon affiliate link, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.